Okay, I think it's on. Yeah. So, okay, so hey, my loves. It is, okay, I can't say the name of my other channel. I always get it mixed up, but it's Kimberly Lipstick and Fit. And I just want to have a real quick video. I want to put a question out there for you. And I'm going to give my take on it quickly. This is going to be brief because I'm going to follow up with some information. Because I'm doing my own trial study in this whole hypergamous journey of my own, right? And so I've been, some videos I haven't uploaded yet, but I got to update some more videos of just these very candid moments. I've actually begun even changing the formulas within my life coaching practice with my clients, female clients. And the funny thing is about my female clients, they range in such, you can't box my clients because it's like as eclectic as I am, that they represent a different aspect of me. And I love that because it forces me to learn or to dive deeper in an aspect of myself that I probably wouldn't have done before. And this time I want to talk on dating while fat. Okay, can you find a husband? And I don't like to say, can you find a husband? Can you be found as a wife and be plus size? And I'm talking about remember ladies, we're going for top tier men, okay? The top tier men are seeking us. They're hunting us down, right? But do you view yourself, this is the thing, the whole body positivity movement. And I have some very critical statements against it. I've been saying it for years on certain levels, but I'm part of that community per se. Maybe because I use hashtags, stuff like that. I've done some things within that community. Did not like it. Really, and actually backed up out of the whole body positivity plus size community because I just didn't like a lot of shit that I was seeing that was going on, right? And I was like, you know what? I do all these things and I just happen to be fat. So I even backed away from my business and from my fitness company because I wanted to create a different genre. I wanted my message to be different. I did not want what I believe, how can I say? I didn't want it to be overshadowed by certain toxicities within that community that's now acceptable, right? So, and I wasn't really, I can't say I was really accepted in that community per se, because there was a lot of plus size women that was just like, where you work out and you do this and you do that. Can you really say? So I was getting it on both ends. So I had to make my own lane, right? But as it, what's the word? In relations to being plus size and acquiring a high quality husband, is that capable? Is that possible? Have I seen it? And I'm talking about not women who have been married, 30, 40 years and now she done gained weight. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about someone like me who's in her late 30s, or some of you women in your early 40s, early 30s, late 30s, whatever. And I don't know if it's me, but there's been times I've questioned that. And remember, we're talking about a caliber of man. And I don't think men of high stature and high calibers are necessarily overlooking plus size women. I just think there are better women that are aesthetically presented before them because they're in particular sectors, because of their confidence level, because of how they view themselves, because they take care of their bodies. So of course they're going to go for, why not? Let me tell you something, sister. And then we can go for the whole, as long as he got a good hot, yeah. If you have a man and you have nothing but dudes, y'all know my thing is 6'4". I like them 6'4". I've always had tall dudes. I've had a few shorties, which I don't mind. I don't mind at all. But that was just a preference of mine. But if you got dudes at 6'4" with 6-packs and they got businesses, they got good credit, they speak well, they're good people, they're healthy and able-bodied human beings, and that's 10 to the 2 fatties that you got. What are you gonna pick? I think some things are innately within us that we respond to on a more primal type of instinctive nature. I have to be honest. I like men of a particular stature. Always have. I don't like if you don't work, if you play video games, if you don't read. Like my my platter is interesting in what I feel is a quality man that I would marry or have children with. And a real big part of that because of my father. My father was always healthy. I don't remember my dad. My dad didn't start, and even in his old age, I've never known him, or older age, seasoned age, I've never known him to be sick. He's had surgeries. He's been in pain, because of surgeries and because of like his back and stuff, but never like sick and just, you know what I'm saying? I've never seen him in that light. So for my father for decades, I see my father get up, he work out, he's doing 100-pound weights. He's taking care of his body. He's taking his vitamins. He's eating right. He's always pushing himself further. And that naturally is going to condition me as a woman to be attractive to a man of a particular stature. Okay? So why wouldn't a man be in that same caliber as far as him having his degree of attraction and preference of certain aesthetics when it comes to females? And I think we need to be fair about this sometimes, y'all. I think we, with this, a lot of these women, these feminists and these fatties that are out here, it's like, sis, this is not plus size. This is not body positivity. This is obesity. You have a problem. And on top of that, just like the trans community, now you want to force men to be attracted to you. Which on that level that's just mind-boggling. I've never been that kind of person. Like if it don't flow, if I gotta convince you, by all means, go your way, right? So I know I'm a little bit all over the place, but I'm putting out a few things because we're gonna be talking about this later on. But I want to do a trial experiment. So you all know I've been doing my whole hypergamous thing, and it's been working. Honey, yo, I got that juice right now. And I'm really considering taking some extreme measures, naturally, holistically, and to see how things change. I want to experience life on a different level in regards to courtship, dating, and going out. One of the things I think God has been showing me in this whole hypergamous journey, he was like, Kimberly, it wasn't that men weren't attracted to you. Men have always been attracted to you. Men has always pursued you. You could have had, and ladies, when I got this revelation, it was sickening to my stomach. I could have had men of particular calibers. The problem was, it was my own thinking in my own frame of mind that missed out on certain opportunities in regards to being courted, even marriage. And I think a lot of us ladies, and this is hard for me to admit, y'all. No, actually, it's quite easy, but it's hard for me it's like, damn, how many years did you waste? Da, 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 da. And then God says, he's like, no, we're not doing that. I have you where you're at right now, because not only are you going to, you're coming into these revelations, but you're going to bring other women into this revelation, because particularly us as Black women, we are going to have to own our shit. We're going to have to be honest with our hyper masculine energy. We're going to have to be honest with the fact that we're actually tired and don't want to take care of ourselves. And men ought to be providers. They ought to be protectors. And we've been so busy trying to compete with them, trying to outdo them, that we have now harmed ourselves. And what's even more sickening is our children are seeing this display. So when you single mothers, your son see you being She-Ra and Captain America, and your daughter see you doing this. And this creates a very schizophrenic, pseudo sick type of mentality, because your daughter's going to be mentally displaced. Yes, she's going to be strong. She's going to get the degree. She's going to be, go and do all these things. But also one of the things I think I'm seeing, particularly with black men, is black men have a resentment, an indirect resentment towards their black mothers. Now, they're going to respect their black mothers. They're going to love their black mothers. They will even take care of their black mothers, but they would never marry a black woman, or they damn sure won't be with a black woman that's like you. And it's due to deeply rooted resentment and misinformation, and the information transmuted wrongly. So we have a lot of work to do, and we have to break these generational curses now. I know I'm going to do it. I'm going to tell y'all right now, I will be, if not by the end of the year, I'll be engaged. I won't be married, but I'll be engaged. By the time I'm 39, that's marriage, children, everything will be set. The energy that I'm carrying right now, it's so heavy. To the point, I'm talking about men will literally pull up in traffic next to my, and they're just all, and I'm like, I didn't do nothing. I don't know if I be down, because I'm always in East Atlanta or Midtown. That's my stomping ground, because I'm moving to East Atlanta. So I'm always out there. I love it. I'm there like 12 hours out the day. That's where you're going to find me. Where's Kim? East Atlanta. And, bruh, they pull up. I'm in the supermarket. They pulling up to the point where sometimes I'm not even in the best of mood. And I'm just like, I don't want to be rude. So I just hair, because they come in, they, you know what I'm saying? And I believe there's a ripening season. It's a ripening season. And I really do believe I've only come into this season because, for one, I've asked the Lord for help. I've been reading scriptures and I'm not telling, because I'm only doing my process that I'm doing for myself. I'm doing with my clients. So my clients are part of this trial study that I'm doing, because I'm going to tell you all, ladies, in this day, children are an asset. Husbands are a liability. I'm sorry. No, children are a liability. Though these are, I won't say it's not a depreciating asset, but all children, husband, home, family life, it's a liability now. Husbands are a liability. Women are marrying men that they do not know. People are getting married just so they can change their damn status and have some family photo pictures. We literally need to be and hear God divinely before having sex with a man, before having children with a man, because these devils are hiding on planes, in plain sight. Oh, he in the church, he doing that. I don't mean shit. Could be a rapist / pedophile / doing bestiality and everything. Like, sick shit, yo. I was in law enforcement 15 years. I've seen a lot of stuff. But even now, even when I'm doing my little part-time gigs, the things I see, because y'all know I do part-time Uber. Hey, you gotta get it how you can, right? And yo, I'm picking up husbands and wives at swinger clubs, taking the wife to a swinger club or the husband to a swinger club, or I'm picking up husbands for business class men at Swinging Richards. What, they talking to their woman on the phone, their wife on the phone, but they got a little boy toy in the back seat going to the telly. We have to be divinely in tune with God, but in a relationship with Christ, so divine and so thick that, ladies, you have to operate in your prophetic ability. You have to pray to God for discernment. You got to be able to fast. You got to be able to pray. You got to stay in your word, because there's no way you're going to be able to know people. And this is even on me, even as a business owner, and I'm networking all over the place. Girl, let me tell you something. One thing I give God credit for, and I don't always deserve it, but let me tell you, he will reveal people to me. Like, And I would hold on to friends because I would see God would show me things and he'd be like, I'm telling you, hey, nothing personal, let it go. And I'm just like, well, they were, all right, well, you'll be tormented until you figure this out because I've already shown you. Maya Angelou said it best, and we say it all the time. When a person show you who they are, believe them. But more so when God show you what a situation is and who a person truly is, you have to believe God. Don't believe the person. The person's irrelevant. You have to honor what God is showing you in these other individuals. You understand what I'm saying? These men are deceptive. These women are deceptive. Your children are deceivers. You have to watch. Look, I got to the point, I can't do this without God. I wouldn't even want to. There's no way. No effing way. And I believe because I've made that decision, God has opened up certain windows, certain doors. Now, I'm not perfect by far. And even to the point, there was times where I'm like, oh God, well, maybe I'm not ready. And one thing he warns me about is what I'm saying. And that's something you shouldn't say. Because I see a lot of women who ain't ready, but you know what they understand? They understand that they're, so I think my candle's a little strong. They understand that they deserve it. And they understand that they're worthy. And that God has placed a man to serve in place of him. Because there's a headship, okay? And the lady's like, hey, I don't have it all together. But God has allowed this man to come in and to pick up the slack. Spiritually, mentally, financially, physically. And a real man prides himself on the ability to do that for you, beloved. Okay? Allow yourself to be spoiled. Allow yourself to be... Now, and I don't know if I edited that video yet, but I want to make some... I don't know if I said this yet, but I want to make some things clear. We're not out here to use men. We're not out here to play men. We're not out here to emasculate men at all. Ladies, I have no need to compete with a man. I am so secure. Like, it's this degree of confidence and security and surety within myself that a man can show off. He can run circles around me. He want to entertain and he want to you it, baby. You got that, Zeddy. You do that, boy. He gonna get all that. And I'm genuinely gonna like it. I'll make sure I'll get one that I genuinely want to do that for. But we've been, you know how they used to say in the church, sometimes you could be so heavily minded that you are of no earthly good. And I believe the Black woman on many levels have become that. We're so self-righteous. We're so independent. We're so educated. Can't nobody tell us shit. And that's our problem. And we know it. You can't tell. I got this many degrees. I worked this many hours. And you got my house. And I travel. And can't nobody tell you shit. And that's why no one wants to be with your ass. So, I'm going to leave it at that. This was supposed to be quick, but it wasn't. Okay, it was going to be like 20 minutes, but... All right, y'all. I'll talk to you later. Oh, did I even get to the subject matter? Oh, the weight thing. We'll talk about that in another video. But I'm working on a plan. It's a plan, specific prayers, okay? And I have to admit, if you're not Christian, I don't apologize, but, you know, I have to make it very clear. It is Christian based. So it's particular plans, fasting plans, nutritional plans, affirmations, prayers, and thought processes that I'll be doing and actually mapping out and seeing and collecting data on my part and seeing what comes by way of that. I believe God want to use me in this way. and so that he gets the glory. Because marriage, ladies, I always wonder, like, well, God, why do we aspire to want to be married? Why do we truly want to be married? And what is it for us to gain? And it's like the Holy Spirit said, marriage has never been about you all. It's never been about you. I mean, sure, he presented Eve to Adam so that he could have a helpmeet. But ultimately, marriage was in glorification of God. He when he said, be fruitful and multiply, to any time God multiply, it's in reference of him being glorified, him being praised, him being recognized, him being seen through the seed. And that was a deep revelation for me, because even when I would think about dudes I thought I want to be with, I'd be like, nah. Serious. There were some dudes I'd be like, oh, I want to marry him. And then God would show me like this reel of like, 3 years. And he would show, the funny thing, he wouldn't show me to do, he'd show me me. And this is me like, I'm bored. He was like, Kimberly, you want something to do. You don't want to, you like the idea of it, but you don't have the full revelation of it. So you could never truly embrace this the way I need it to be embraced, because you would actually destroy this unit. You would affect my glorification. And I knew that to be true. I remember there was a dude I really liked. I remember even where I was standing, and I can't remember what I was studying in the Bible, but I know I heard God say this clear as day. It wasn't like, like voice, but I could hear the voice in my head, and it was loud, and it was like, if I was to give you this man, and it was a dude, I think, I'm not going to say I should have married, but I could have. I think we always have options. So never be like, oh, that was supposed to be my husband. Nah, because if it was, you would have been with him, sis. The opportunity could have been there, but God showed, he was like, you're nowhere near ready. You don't have what it takes, and nor would you even want to do. You could act it out for a while, but you don't want this life. You don't want this. It would be great, but sometimes we have to see our own shortcomings, and we have to see how maybe we'll be the person to bring a person down. Maybe what we think is ideal for the other person, but really not for ourselves. And I heard it, and I was so sad, but I was so relieved, because I knew the situation wasn't for me. And that person actually is married now. Blessed with a family, doing great. And so, but as beautiful as it is, I wouldn't want that life. I wouldn't want his headship, which I think is great, but I wouldn't want it. It's not me, So, I don't know how I got on that pot, but, back again, I'm gonna do this study, and I've already started it, and, I see what I'm gonna call it. And, yeah, we gotta get some husbands, ladies. I think it's time. God, think about it. If Christ said he's coming back for his church spotless, wrinkle-free, why wouldn't the family unit? I truly feel as though the family unit is gonna come back together. And my mission, part of my mission, is in hopes that for my family, it starts with me as a female breaking generational curses, and that unit is restored. And we do it one by one, ladies, one by one. We don't have to go to no major conferences. Only thing we have to do is go to Christ. We just got to go to the Father. You know what I'm saying? We just got to talk. We just got to talk in Jesus' name to God, and be real. One day I was praying to God. I said, look, I need some sex. I need sex, like yesterday. And I like sex. I don't know. I mean, come on. you know, I'm sensual. I'm, you know, like, come on. And I've been doing good. And he's like, no man's good. I'm like, okay. You know, you try to tell God you're good, and he just be like, okay, do we need to do a playback? Heathen. But I was like, God, this is, and it's like we have this conversation, and he'd be like, okay, you want sex, but what does that have to do with marriage? What does that have to do with anything? Like, and he gets me to see things and compartmentalize these desires and these emotions. And sometimes I think a lot of women, they're desiring marriage because they're desiring sex. They're desiring fantasy. They're desiring lust. They're desiring, you know, getting a back broke, you know, banged out and waking up to beautiful morning sex. Nigga, that lasts about how long? We've had a few relationships and it's just like, you just act like you sleep, you know, type of thing. So I was reading, oh my goodness. Oh, was it Frost? That's the poet. I went to the library today, got mad books, and I cannot remember what it was that I read. Oh my goodness. And it fit perfectly. Maybe it's on Instagram. Hold on, y'all, and then I'm gonna let you go. If it's not here, I'm gonna let you go. I promise. I'm gonna close with this. I think it was on Instagram. It was on Instagram. And this is what it was written by Taurus Sense. I love her Instagram page. It says, always value love over romance. Romance isn't always rooted in the truth or what's real, but love always is. And that is so heavy and so true. We get so caught up in romance, in the thought of sex, that we romanticize these situations. And a lot of times we're disappointed because we've been living in our head so long. This is why you should not lust. You should not lust. You should not dive into the imaginary world of sex. This is why you have to limit your porno. This is the pot calling the kettle black. I don't watch a lot of porno, but every once in a while, you know, I need to feel human. Let's just be honest. I mean, shit. It's just true, you know. He's dealing with me, and I'm, you know, pornos are like $2 whores. You just feel disgusting after watching them for the 5 seconds. I don't need long with them. But it's very fleeting. You know, Solomon talks about that in, I don't know if it was Ecclesiastics or Proverbs. No, that was David in Proverbs, but Ecclesiastics, what he wrote, Ecclesiastics, and I think it was Ecclesiastics. And he talks about these things just being fleeting. Desire, love, it is so fleeting. But love, you just choose to keep loving. It's like, no, this is where I'm at. And I've been able to learn how to calibrate myself. And I know when I truly love a situation or a person, like my parents, I truly love. My brothers, I truly love. Like and not to sound arrogant, but I've chosen to love them. There was a time in my life I was very selfish in regards to my family. Like I was just, like I love them, but I'm like the black sheep, just distant. I would come and go. I would go in these waves. I had my own maybe bits of resentment or whatever, and just feeling like the oddball. And then I remember praying to God and I remember just like, this thing came on me, and I made it just like, no, I love my family. I love them. They work my nerves, but I love my family, and I will do what I have to as my parents age, for them to feel my love, you know, because I have to admit, I have a need to be loved. So if I know the need of feeling to be loved, other people have to feel that too, right? So let's get this experiment going. I'll talk to you all later, my loves. Bye-bye.